There is no question that everybody is continuously searching for good karma, large cash, and great well-being, and they take a stab at whatever might bring karma. Rabbit's feet might be something that would certainly merit considering. No matter what your reasons, everybody can involve some additional energy in their lives. There are a ton of talismans that have been known all over the planet, and all through the ages as a special necklace that brings best of luck, and individuals recently depended on them vigorously, for a really long time, and everything necessary for you to luck out is to have that ornament, and we survey a portion of those special necklaces that you may not be aware. The dark scarab in Old Egypt is an ornament utilized as a charm of karma, as the old Egyptians involved it as an image of restoration and resurrection. This fortunate entertainer sculpture contains numerous unpretentious subtleties in spite of its little size. Scarab is an old Egyptian talisman to bring karma and riches. This is the way his name was related in the psyche of the old Egyptian, which made him a vital component in the enrichment of pharaonic burial chambers and sanctuaries all through the various lines, and perhaps of the most renowned scarab on the planet, that huge scarab tracked down in the assortment of Karnak's sanctuaries in Luxor. The pharaonic scarab situated before the sacred lake in the Karnak sanctuary was worked by ruler Amenhotep III, one of the lords of the 18th tradition in the cutting-edge state, to introduce him as a gift to his better half, sovereign T, whom he cherishes without question, who thought of her name on a bunch of memorial scarabs and left that scarab in a specialty, and engraved his name, and the name of his significant other, T. They accepted that the scarab carries best of luck to them, so they conveyed it as defensive talismans from people, as they accept that this bug recharges itself without help from anyone else, so the scarab turned out to be important for the legends in the antiquated Egyptian human advancement on the grounds that the idea of this being is related with unconstrained age. And numerous scarabs were utilized as seals bearing regal engravings for the sake of the ruler and his family. There is confidential in this scarab situated in the sanctuaries of Karnak, which is the turn around the scarab's 7 laps. The old Egyptians, when they needed to carry best of luck to them, they folded over this scarab's 7 laps, and afterward the ones who needed to get pregnant in the kid were folded over him, proclaiming him a ton, as well as young ladies and youngsters searching for marriage. And these legends in excess of 5 tons, and put on a base made of rock with a level of 2 meters. There are numerous significant figures and big names who have orbited around this scarab, including Vietnamese President Tran Dai Quang, Tony Blair, previous English state head, Sarkozy, previous leader of France and his partner, Catherine Ashton, the EU emissary, and the well-known American worldwide craftsman, Danny Glover. An old Egyptian custom to bring best of luck is protected by the researcher. Circumambulation of lovely ladies in Karnak sanctuary. The old Egyptian accepted that the scarab brings best of luck and riches, which made it a significant component in embellishing burial places and sanctuaries all through the various lines, and the old Egyptian was quick to preserve the scarab and make different sculptures of it. Bug is a dark bug whose propensities incorporate pelletizing compost, laying eggs in it, moving it before it and gathering it, and the most common way of gathering it for excrement added to developing harvests and continually ventilating the dirt, which made it a wellspring of good and a defender of creatures from contamination with hurtful infections coming about because of fertilizer. His name Kobar or Kobri signifies he appears without anyone else, and afterward the importance forms into be or become. After some time, the scarab acquired extraordinary status among the old Egyptians, turning into an image of the god Ammonius-Ra, the lord of the sun, and progressively the scarab transformed into a significant gift for them, and ruler Amenhotep III, one of the 18 lords of the family, gave a sculpture as a scarab to his better half sovereign T, as a statement of his proceeded with affection for her. There were numerous materials utilized in the assembling of scarabs, beginning from stone, then agate, turquoise stone and basalt, up to gold and silver, which had a place with the class of lords and sovereigns. The scarab turned out to be important for antiquated Egyptian folklore, on the grounds that the idea of this item is related with unconstrained age. Numerous scarabs were utilized as seals bearing the name of the representative and his titles, and others conveyed regal names engraved with credits addressing every ruler or sovereign from the old line to the late time. The expression, from the inside about Ra, which has a place with Lord Thutmose III, and signifies May Ra keep on bringing life, was engraved on the scarabs, and the ruler's name and last name were put on the scarabs, notwithstanding twisting and glass engravings and pictures of the Egyptian divine beings and holy creatures and birds, composing old wishes, for example. Inner harmony is superior to outrage, Aman is the main power, and cheerful year. The scarab turned into the talisman of the antiquated Egyptian, which conveys for its proprietor the revival and gives him best of luck and restoration, particularly the species made of green, blue, earthy-colored faience or stones, feeling that this bug conveys the existence force inside, which made it part of the assets of pharaonic burial places and sanctuaries. The scarab didn't quit being utilized as emblematic gifts just, however, went into the production of trimmings the impact of scarab throughout everyday life and the other world. The Karnak scarab close to the Blessed Lake, in the Karnak sanctuary in Luxor, was the most related scarab of these legends. It addresses the sun plate, Ra, and is mounted on a pink rock platform with a length of 190 centimeters and a load of in excess of 5 tons, and was raised during the reign of ruler Amenhotep III in the 14th century BC. It is accepted that circumambulating the scarab of the sacred lake multiple times is pointed toward invalidating jealousy and bringing best of luck, while circumambulating multiple times for getting rich, circumambulating multiple times fully intent on having youngsters, and circumambulating the young lady wishing to wed multiple times, these legends passed from Egyptians to travelers, which is more connected with the society legacy and not to the old Egyptian. The walls of the burial chambers of the Valley of the Lords on the western central area in Luxor are with pictures of scarabs. The scarab or scarab is a green ceramic plant framed as a manure creepy-crawly that the old Egyptians made for beautification. The state of the scarab is because of a dark bug whose propensities are to pelletize remains, soil and dung. Damon, put its eggs in it, roll it before it, gather it in its tunnel, and afterward to benefit from it, keeping its eggs in it. The old Egyptians called her a specialist. While composing started to show up, his picture was utilized to compose a perplexing word, the action word kubr, intending to appear, and afterward it became in the feeling of to be or to turn into. Furthermore, among the weird pictures safeguarded in the Valley of the Rulers, a gigantic dark creepy-crawly rises out of the sand pulling a sparkling ball. Plutarch makes sense of this without obviously leaving from the old Egyptian translation by saying, concerning the scarab bug, it is accepted that it has no females and all scarabs are guys. It places seed in a grain of material, structures it as a ball and hauls it behind it, pushing it with its rear legs, reenacting the walk of the sun from east to west. Egyptian scarabs were utilized for general purposes, as they were seals, for example, chamber seals, buttons of seals with the picture of creatures, immense gold rings, and in the event that you put a curve for a ring or neckband, it was feasible to seal with them the plugs of pots, letters, and hooks against the altering of cheats. They likewise conveyed them as defensive talismans from evil, as they accepted that this bug recovers itself without anyone else. The youthful old Egyptian who revered the sun god Ra among those creepy crawlies with the ball, turns it, and hauls it behind, vanishes with it in the sand and afterward shows up as another creation by commending the sun during the evening and returning again in the first part of the day. The old Egyptian addressed Ra in the daytime with the plate of the sun, and addressed him as a scarab in